focus for his group and everybody on defense was just kind of erasing the memory of, last year where the Gamecocks followed a bunch of yards on UMass.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
agree with that?
yeah, we didn't play well, so that never sits well with you. So you try to learn, from your failures and how you prepare and things of that nature. So, yeah, you're a competitor, so stuff like that matters to you.
Coach, defense seems to really be peaking right now. Had maybe their best performance against Wake Forest. Is the bye week, does that kind of disrupt the momentum at all, or is it always good to have a rest?
Check back next Monday. I don't know. I mean, we had a good week of practice. We jumped right back in and tried to get after it, starting on Monday. So we had a really good week of practice. And so I don't know. I think if you have an extended, a month layoff, that could potentially make you a little rusty. But we're in pretty good, shape right now.
Looking back to that game last year, was it kind of a catalyst in turning things for?
It may have been. I mean, I think, pride was wounded. And, again, we had good leadership respond to the right way. And a little more focus afterwards. Again, I think human nature is when you feel like you're playing well is to, again, take one hand off the wheel. And bad things, can happen. So I think it righted the ship. Not, in that particular week we didn't play well, but that was humbling for that group. And again, have a group of guys that care a lot about how they perform, and you didn't have to say a whole lot.
What have you seen from Malinsky on film, and I guess some of his strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, I mean, strength-wise, to have the kind of success he's having as a freshman is not the norm, and just throws a great ball. Very confident in his arm. Very live, can throw from one sideline, one hash to the out route, come back, go ball. Throws a great deep ball, and just plays with great toughness and a lot of energy, and just a very confident player.
Coach Feast said going into the season, he thought this could be the best back seven that he's ever coached. Sure enough, you all had the number one pass defense last week. Was that sort of your outlook on the back seven going into the season?
I mean, I always just reserve judgment. We really felt obviously that was where our experience was, and we would have a chance to have a good cohesive unit, but they still had to go out and do it. We still had a couple of linebackers that tie into that coverage as well, and that hadn't started a college game yet. So, and then DK, so there's three guys in the back seven that were starting their first college games this fall. So still a lot of unknowns, but you felt good based on what you saw in the spring and fall camp. But you got to go out and do it, and then you got to do it over a long period of time to really have enough data to kind of say, hey, here's where we're at comparatively speaking. But there was the most experience there, more than had never had a guy start a college game up front. So at least we had four guys in the back seven.
With Feaster, what kind of a running back is he? Obviously, saw him a lot.
Yeah, he's big and powerful. He's got really good top-end speed. Catches the ball really well. Very smart, experienced, savvy, tough. Brings a lot to the table.
Assuming Brian Edwards is going to play, how much of a challenge will he be for your secondary?
Yeah, he's a terrific player. He's really saved his best football for last, and he's plays with a great deal of passion and toughness. Very skilled, long, terrific ball skills. Really gets vertical after he catches the football. Very strong through the end of the play. So he makes a lot of tough, competitive plays, and then he's outstanding. After he catches the ball, which again he's a terrific returner as well. They use him on the jet sweeps. He runs through a lot of trash. So just a fabulous player. Tough matchup.
You mentioned having enough data to feel more certain or confident about guys. Obviously, people have talked about the schedule strength for Clemson, but just in general, you guys have played a lot of games where guys haven't necessarily needed to be out of the field the second half, the starters. Do you feel like you have enough data to be confident going into maybe a bigger time game than this?
Just to say, hey, we're a good team, or enough data to say that, or
Well, I mean,
I think we can
how
play with
confident are you at this
anybody.
point, I guess?
I think we can play with anybody, and on any given week, we have a great chance to win. But the flip side of that is, I don't feel like you're so dominant that you don't have to show up. You still got to play the game, and this is a humbling game, and we've seen that week in and week out. Just use last weekend as an example with a 5-5 Arizona State team. Should have ran away with it, and but Oregon's got enough playmakers to make it interesting, and but that's just one of many examples of the game in which we both play and coach. And when you're dealing with young people, and again, there's good players everywhere, and people get hot. So just you got to have a lot of respect for the game. I think that when you do that, and you've got good leadership, and guys really have again a sense of urgency about their performance week in and week out, regardless of who you're playing, then you can sustain success at a very, very high level. And then when you lose a little focus and you don't you slop around and expect to win, you're gonna make it real interesting real quick. So I think we're a really good football team, one of the better teams in college football. And but because you asked the question, I'm saying that. But this is a game that'll humble you real quick. So
You mentioned watching the Oregon game. Were you able to watch any of the Ohio State-Penn State games?
Yeah.
What do you think about that defense that Ohio State has?
Yeah, I got great defense.
You enjoy coaching a player like Chase Young.
Yeah, I mean he's a great player. They're full of a bunch of great players. So I thought they look good. So.